I don't like that.
All right. Let's see.
Oh crap. What am I seeing? You good there?
Just the faces you're making.
It's 'cause I'm fucking blind, so I'm like.
Man.
I don't want to wear my glasses because look, you can see the reflection of everything in them.
Yeah, I guess you can when you say it like that. That's why, like myself, I try to have everything up high and it comes down, so you don't get that
Yeah.
reflection as much. Let's see.
Talk. I can knock. Knock, knock. Dude, one of my buddies like streams, right?
Right.
And a while ago, I sent him a picture of me hugging a dog. And I don't know when he did it, but he made it his profile picture for his Twitch channel.
Oh, that's cool.
So every time I see it, it trips me
Oh
out big.
god,
I'm just like, what the hell?
I messed up. Damn it. You should be able to turn that off in the mod settings. Please look for it. Damn it. Where is it?
Welcome to Paranormal Heroics with your host, Hero Brown.
Alrighty. That took forever to get working.
You got it?
Yeah, alright. Am I going to give the introduction in? You're not quite in yet, Carson. Let me get this going. I'm so excited. Welcome back to Paranormal Heroics, where we talk about ghosts, ghouls, goblins, and all the sorts. We definitely want to start diving into the deeper things of, not just ghosts, but that's where we typically end up. But there is the realm of from demons to skinwalkers, from yetis to the Sasquatch. We are getting into it, and tonight's guest is one of my best friends, the guy who's got me motivated to start hitting the gym and hitting those gains. The one, the only Carson, aka Sandman. What is up, brother?
What's up?
That red in your background is just hitting all the right notes, and the sun's going to be dropping fast, so it's going to slowly get darker. It's just perfect. I love
Makes it more moody.
Moody. So, real quick, Carson, please try to follow him if you guys are into the hardcore gaming of Elden Ring, Space Marines 2, big Call of Duty fan too, right? And
Yeah, sometimes. I don't really stream it. It rages me. And then obviously playing horror games with our squad.
Oh yeah, and then He is. How would you say it? One fifth of the TDF squad. So if you guys like to watch people gaming and making fun of each other and stuff, right now we're just doing shorts on YouTube. TDF. I'll let you guys figure out what that stands for.
It's not that difficult.
It's not that difficult.
Yeah.
Though, when you put in TDF on YouTube, apparently it's like some biking competition, like the Tour de France or something. I don't know. But that wasn't. Yeah. Google,
Yes!
Yeah.
At least we got the French watching us. That's all that matters.
Oh, we're going to plug in everything. Get all the plugs, all the advertisements in right now.
Alright, guys, so what you're kind of going to do is just go follow this. Make sure you follow TikTok, X, I was about to say Twitter, Insta.
Yep. All Sandman, right? It is XX Sandman, SANMAN. Is the 15 in all of them as well?
I'll just type it in the chat.
Yeah,
I
type
have
it
it
in the
pulled
chat.
up.
Or just say hi. They can see your name in chat.
They can?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
He's really blind. He should be wearing
I am. I look ugly with glasses.
his soda pop glasses, but there's just too much glare.
And I don't like how I look with them.
There he is. Definitely check him out if you're into all that stuff. But today, right here, right now, we are here for a certain story. One that you kind of elaborated with me already, but I would like to, deep dive into this. There is a moment in your life where you can't fully explain. So start off at the earliest that you remember, like how old were you? Where was this?
So, are we talking about the one where I saw the thing in the sky, or the one that my sibling saw in the closet?
Which one came first? The chicken or the egg?
I think the chicken came first.
Okay.
So, what happened was one night, me and my family, we were at my dad's softball game, because back in the day, my dad used to play a lot of softball, and it was getting late on a school night, and we decided to go home with my mom, even though my dad still had one more game left. And my sister, she's not really the type to, like, make stuff up, like, be like, ha ha ha, that was funny, and I'm going to do it again, like, freak us out. But she just started screaming one night after this game and was telling my mom that she saw a black figure standing in the hallway at my old house. And the way it was designed was, it was this little hallway, a bathroom, and 2 rooms on each side. And she said right in the middle of the hallway, like closer towards in the bathroom, she saw a black figure standing there staring at her.
About how old was she at this time?
She's probably 6 or 7 at the time, so not like old enough to really comprehend reality, but also not young enough to like make stuff up like crazy.
Right.
And like I said, she's not really the type to do that stuff. So when she told my mom freaked out, like threw us all back in the car, tried to call my dad, was like, make sure there's nobody in the trunk type crap, and like.
Right. Because your mom's automatically thinking somebody invaded the house, like a home invasion.
Invaded the house, because she didn't really explain it, minus a black figure standing in the hallway.
That is goosebumps already.
Yeah.
So, like, what year? Like, what time of year was this? Like, was it during the winter?
I'd say late spring, early summer, around that time, because that's when they do all the softball stuff at Level Park down the street.
Definitely. So. And could you remember, like, the weather and everything? Like, what was the atmosphere of everything?
I'd say probably, like, just the perfect day. Little to no wind. Probably sitting around 69, 70 degrees, where it's perfect enough to go outside, but you're not, like, dreading the sun.
Right.
And I just cannot imagine anything else it would be, though, because it was just perfect weather. There was no, like, weird lighting that could hit that area, because the bathroom's blocked off from the sun, and the doors were closed at the time, and there's not really a window that would have like shine something straight into there.
Right. And then the feeling of depth and whatnot too, and trying to put yourself in your sister's shoes, like lighting and if anything would probably make it worse, because like it would make it more pop out ish. Because that's
would have
definitely
been actually able to see something.
That's what I was just going to mostly ask, because if it's getting dark, you already kind of explained it, but like if a car passes by and everything,
I would say it was already pitch black outside, not getting dark. Like it was dark enough where they needed the lights on at the softball stadium.
That is, oh man. So, mom packs everybody up, gets you guys the heck out of there. Is that the it, or what else has happened?
So later that night, my sister woke up like having nightmares about it. Like my I I don't remember if my mom made us or we all decided to. We slept on the couch that night because we were too afraid to go into that hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Because every time we just went in that hallway, that sinking feeling. Like, what did she actually see? What would she like actually freaking out about?
Almost a feeling of dread.
Yeah, like it was more like dread. Like the entire night, I couldn't sleep because I was just kept staring in that hallway because the way that it was designed was you enter the house, living room, back corner of the living room was that hallway right there, and from the couch you could see straight into that hallway, and that's like where she thought she saw it. That was sitting on the couch.
And how old were you? I'm sorry, I don't remember if you said.
Was around 10, 11 years old at the time because
So you're
my sister's 4 years.
definitely a lot more coherent on what's going on.
Yeah, and it was freaking me out of it because my sister, like I said, not the type of person to make stuff up like that.
Have she ever talked to about this after that?
I would have to ask her about it. I haven't brought it up since then, but I've never really had a reason to.
Right. After this, we're definitely going to have to interrogate her.
I will. We'll find her at work one day and surround her.
Just want to say hello to our first time chat, Cheeseburger. Now I'm hungry for a cheeseburger.
Burger.
All the way, medium rare, my kind of
Burger.
Yeah, but so is this the same story where you thought you saw something?
So I wouldn't say it was the same story, but maybe it was the same thing because same house, same. I don't want to say same time of day. This one was more around like I'd say mid-afternoon-ish, sitting around 4 or 6. Me and my brother in the backyard, and we were looking up in the clouds one day, and it was this head. I would say pretty big. Like, you know how small planes look when they're that high in the sky? Right. It was this pretty decent-sized head staring down at us from the clouds.
So are we saying like my size of head? You know how big my head is, or is it a little bigger?
I would say about normal human-sized head, but like I said, it was probably bigger, though, because obviously way up in the sky. Yeah, so probably about normal size head up in the clouds, staring down from us, and we don't know what it could have been because it was so big, and obviously with clouds and sun now, it was a black figure. So you got to think clouds are usually white throughout the day. It was black.
So
in the shape of a body, like a neck, like basically where I'm at now, up. Like you saw the outline of the shoulders and then the head.
So that's what you're seeing is like they're almost kind of standing up, not like laying down.
Yeah, like I guess let's say like you looking down at a toddler. That's what it would be like.
Oh, okay. That's a really good explanation.
Yeah, it's like if you're looking down at somebody little, that's what it would be like. It was just this black figure that stayed there for about a couple minutes and then it was just gone.
And what friend was this that you saw it with?
It was my brother.
With his brother. Yeah, that's what you said. So, and he saw it full on too.
Yeah, he will say that he saw it to this day as well. Me and him can't explain what it was, but he will say that he saw it.
So, and how old were both of you then?
This is probably later. Like, he was probably 15, I was 14.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, that's getting, up there in age where, your mind really, I mean, it's still possible to play tricks on you, but for the fact that you both saw it is what is super trippy.
What makes the story really come together.
Right. So, in that moment, did you ever feel like it was, I don't know, an angel, a demon, a ghost, an alien?
Me and my brother for a while thought it was like God staring down on us. Like, that's just like what our first thoughts were when we were talking about it. Like, holy crap, God is looking at us. Like, like, because there's the angel from the clouds staring down and not.
Yeah.
We didn't. It could. Angel would be the best guess, but me and my brothers, being that young, we're just like God, and this is like back when we were full religion based, like Mormonism.
Yeah. As chat says, aliens. Try to do.
It could have been aliens.
Get my hair that crazy, right? I can't get it to stick up. It's too heavy. I'm gonna have to redo that meme as a gift for everybody.
You look like the shocked guy meme. I don't know what movie it is, but he's shocked and his hair's all standing up.
That is Home Alone 2, sir. Come on.
Oh, you are? Yeah, that guy, yeah.
Marv.
Now, so talking about aliens, actually, I remember one time me and my buddy were staying the night at the house, and probably 6, 7. I don't know if any of you guys remember the TV show called Z Nation.
Oh, my daughters are gonna get excited.
We were watching like the first season that night, and up in his parents' living room, and I've do this before, and we'll go to death later. That house used to creep me out when I was younger, like sinking feelings all the time, like going parts of the house I feel like I shouldn't have been in when I was in there. But late that night, you know how like the UFO picks up the cow, spinning circle lights all around it.
Right.
I swear to this day, I don't know what I saw. It was green lights. About 2 o'clock-ish in the morning, he was passed out. Green lights just flashing in the house in a circle like that for like good 5 seconds, then gone.
Just like brightening up the whole room.
Oh yeah, the entire living room was lit up. Like what? It was the fact that it was so bright was what woke me up.
That is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I still to this day can't explain like what it was. Like why was it green and still like thinking like maybe headlights, cop sirens, but it was green. And it wasn't like a windshield. He had normal white blinds, so nothing that would like changed it.
That is, like, okay, in that moment, like, if you can, like, even if you have to close your eyes and really think about it, like, what did you feel? Did you feel like the moment of like dread, worry, like what the F is
Scared.
going on? Just
Scared. I was scared because it wasn't my house, and I remember waking him up and be like, "Did you see that? Like, what the was that? Like, why was there flashing green lights?"
Oh man! And you brought up like Z Nation, so you're already kind of not saying Z Nation is that scary, but at the time,
but when we're like 7, 8,
right.
that's a pretty scary movie.
Yeah. Like again, I know it. My older two daughters are massive Z Nation fans. I'm not even joking. I didn't know you were going to bring this up. My oldest daughter, she just brought this up. Like she's gonna because she doesn't live with us right now, and she's old enough. She's living on her own. But she's gonna be taking my other daughter and just to binge watch the entirety of Z Nation. Hold on. That's
Sorry,
right.
girlfriend's leaving. I had to say
right.
goodbye.
That's right.
I had to say goodbye.
That's a good boy.
Yeah. Hey! How's your calluses feeling?
Oh, it feels tight. But yeah.
But yeah, I never watched past the first season after that night because I was so freaked out though. So I can't tell you anything past the show past what the first season was.
So part of my, and I'm happy that you brought up the whole man in the sky. Let's call it right.
Yeah.
There's a part of my story that I've told 100 times now that I've seen my uncle in the distance in my grandparents' backyard.
So my question about that is, if you don't mind,
yeah,
do you remember seeing your uncle's like physical face, or was it just a black outline? Okay.
No, so I remember seeing his face. He had a crazy like big smile. Like he already had. He has a great smile. If he's watching right now, I know like it was it's a smile that people can see from the other side of the room, but in my memory, in the way I remember telling the story again 100 times over again, it was just a little bigger and in like peering eyes, like his eyes. So he has hazel eyes. And I remember seeing them from the distance too, not blinking, like no blinks whatsoever. And by the time I made it out there, and it kind of like, actually, like the movie Smile, Chris just said. And then
I just imagine the Joker smile whenever anybody says a big smile.
You can kind of say that too, but like not completely like cartoonish or anything, or just out of the realm of reason, but not like where I didn't think about it until after the fact, and by time I made it to where he was and I couldn't see him anymore because whatever it was, it's gone. Again, now this is the thing that really weirded me out is I remember looking up in the sky and seeing falling stars, multiple shooting stars.
And this was during the day, right?
This is during the day. This is midday. And like in my head, I'm like, did I see planes? Did I see like, what the hell did I see? Like, the chances of seeing a falling star in the day, which I looked it up, is not impossible, but it is
Yeah. Well,
unlikely.
you say it plural, like you saw multiple, right?
Multiple.
So like,
I remember seeing at least like 4 to 5 of them just going.
so do you think it's possible you could see a meteor shower throughout the day?
I mean, maybe that's what it was. And I do remember when I was a kid, there was a massive meteor shower, and this is around the same time. So like, I remember, where we were just sitting on the front lawn looking up, and it was just crazy amount. It was one of the coolest, one of my favorite memories as a kid. So
And was this during the night? I'm assuming.
yeah, that was during the night. So around the same time this happened, but I saw it in the day. So it's very possible that's what I saw. But I don't know. And then my parents don't remember the timeline or anything either. So
Well, you said that some of your family could vouch for it, that they also have seen that figure.
that figure, yes. So, and then again, that's very, very new. I didn't realize other members of my family saw it.
Well,
So-
I remember one day at work you were telling me that you also heard the footsteps.
Oh yeah, that's a completely different one. So this was when I was way older. So I was about 13, and my grandma's house is just old style house, Victorian style, and I was just downstairs watching cartoons, and the downstairs follows the upstairs, and yes, they were all traveling the same direction. And then I heard something upstairs, which I thought it was, again, that same uncle. So I ran upstairs, nobody there, ran back downstairs. I'm like, I must have been hearing things. But as I made it downstairs, the footsteps were following me. And I know it wasn't me because, like, it was a delayed, right? Like, I would walk, then it would walk. And
Yeah.
dude, yeah, to this
I'm
day.
sure did the house echo a lot though?
I don't want to say it echoed, but it did creak. You know what I mean? Like
Like
was an
settle.
old, yeah. It was an old house for settling and whatnot. But the like you felt it. You felt the footstep. Like it was a boot. And a lot of us wear boots because we're
Like-
farmers and whatnot. You felt the heel to toe on the boot walking above me.
But then at the time, like you said, you thought it was your uncle, so I'm sure you thought like it felt like a heavy figure for making that big of a thumping noise.
Right. Because
Like actually had some force behind it to be able to do that stuff.
exactly.
Okay.
But so, and then I got so freaked out at the end, I jumped on my bike and ended up riding around the block for like 3 hours until everybody got home.
Yeah. You don't want to be there by yourself.
No, I was so scared. And the thing is I wasn't in a moment of being scared. Like I wasn't watching anything. I was just watching cartoons. I wasn't like, I was at peace and just happy, just doing what I was doing.
And yeah,
And for it
I
to
think-
like do
I think
that,
those
to
are the
me,
times that get to people the most during stuff like this, where like, because there's sometimes obviously you're watching a horror movie, you think you hear stuff,
right?
You think you hear thumping. Like I'm sure at some point while we're talking, I'm gonna think I hear something, and it's just gonna be the cat doing something stupid. But
Right.
definitely just watching something normal like cartoons, and you hear that crap, then you're like, what the?
Right. And again, my immediate thought was, oh, my uncle's home. I want to go hang out with him because, we'll play PlayStation.
Well, you said you
or
were on
something.
were you on the basement or the middle floor?
The first floor.
Like
They
the
had a
entrance
basement,
floor.
but yeah, the entrance floor. The basement
why-
was just a cellar.
So why did you think it was your uncle if you were by yourself in the house?
Because I thought he might have came through the back door. He's also known for just having a ladder and just climbing straight upstairs and jumping through his window.
Okay. I was like,
yeah. So there's multiple ways to get in. So and like I said, I'm pretty
jumping
sure.
through the
'cause-
window.
Yeah, that's something we used to do. That's nothing
Okay.
weird about that at all. But in my head, I was thinking, oh, he must have came through the back door because that's usually where he parked. It was in the backyard, and he came through the back door. I just didn't hear him until he got here. Until I heard
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely when he was above you.
right above me, and I'm not really paying attention. I want to say I was watching like fucking Ren and Stimpy or something stupid. Yeah, you know what?
That- too young to be watching that.
No, I think it was worse. I think I was watching Beavis and Butthead. I'm 99% sure it's Beavis and Butthead, which is again stupid. It's minus, that generation brainwash, or the equivalent of flipping
Yeah.
through Instagram or whatnot. And for it to come out of nowhere, that's what freaked me out so bad.
Yeah,
But
definitely
yeah,
off a surprise.
so and then, God, now my current house, the weirdest things have happened. Have I told you about the somebody talking into my microphone and I wasn't in the room?
You have told me about that one.
That one
With
really.
you playing Discord with your friends one day.
Yeah, we're getting ready for movie night, and this guy Proto was in chat, but I was outside because I heard a tapping outside, and I come back and like, who was I talking to? And I'm like, there's nobody here. Like,
That is. Well,
who
didn't
were
you
you
say you've
talking
seen a
to?
small like? You told me you've seen a small like figure walk through your house
Yeah,
sometimes.
there's like a small child that we've talked about. Because I was leaning in
You
my
know, like
chair one day, looking up the stairs. My parents were here. We're watching WrestleMania. And when I looked upstairs, I thought it was one of my daughters, but then I looked down. I'm like, no, all my kids are downstairs. Then I looked back up, and it was still looking at me. Like I looked twice, and I saw it. And the second time I
twice. Yeah.
looked up, it just pulled its head out, and that one fucked with me for the longest time. Sorry for cussing, but like it
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
shook me. Like I don't even remember sleeping that
Definitely
night.
double checking because sometimes it's just, oh, okay, maybe my brain's messing with me,
Right,
but the fact that you were
right.
able to look twice.
And see it. Yeah. And then the thing that drives me crazy is it was wearing my daughter's sugar skull mask. It was a real nice black and white sugar skull.
Oh, so you didn't even see a face. You saw like the shirt, like
I saw the mask, but I saw eyes. Like kind of like mine. You saw the whiteness and then the pupil, but my eyes are extremely dark, and that's all I saw
yeah.
staring at me. And
That
oh
is
man,
strange.
the girls gave it a name. I can't believe what they named it. What did they name it? I don't remember this.
So while we're getting the answer, I'm not gonna say names just because it's funny. I don't want to. But talk about dark figures. It's just a funny story. It's nothing related to ghosts. There was a time I was staying at my buddy's house, and he didn't tell his dad we were staying the night, me and my other buddy. So I wake up, and I had to go to the bathroom. When I go leaving the bathroom, I look up the stairs and I see a black figure like this staring at me like he was ready for something. And I was like, obviously I'm drowsy at night, and I was like, ooh, like freaked out by it for a second. It was his dad, and we just started laughing at each other because I didn't know that was his dad. Because like, there's no light in his basement. There's no natural light, like not
Right.
even moonlighting, nothing. Like it's pitch black in his basement. So all I see is the outline behind him, and we just started laughing at each other, and we go back to bed. The next morning, my buddy told me that his dad almost shot me because
Oh my god!
he did not tell his dad we were staying the night. So when he woke up and heard somebody going through the basement, he was just like, "What the?" You know?
Dude, you almost died.
I did. It's still funny to me to this day because there's just I didn't know until he told me the next day that he had a gun on his waist.
Right. Oh man, good thing he knows trigger safety and waiting and
Yeah.
not jumpy. Oh my god.
Going for it, yeah.
That's probably
His
the
exact-
scariest thing we've ever talked about on the show.
His exact words were, "I'm glad your friend wasn't a couple shades darker."
Oh man. Oh, edit that out, guys. Oh shit, we're live.
Canceled.
Canceled. Oh my god. Remember, everybody, that was Sandman. Follow him at.
To this day, me and him still joke about it.
Yeah, no, that's wild. Like I never even. God, I kind of wonder at my friend's house that I used to sleep over because his dad was a major military guy and he always.
Well, yeah,
had a
that's
side
what
piece.
him was. He was Air Force, so major guy.
I will always wonder because I pissed him off a few times too because I was an annoying kid. But I wonder how many times I almost died and he just didn't tell me.
You gotta ask now.
Yeah.
Like, so many times you ever like almost shot me or anything?
I'm not in contact with them anymore. I would call him
Oh, okay.
now, but oh, dude, that's completely wild. So, trying to stay in the same realm of all this and everything, I do remember you telling me about a room that you used to go into, and you just made you grossly sick.
So, I had this buddy back in the day. He lived right up the street from me. Like, I could get to his house in 30 seconds if I ran.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a unfinished duplex. Like, I'm surprised they would let him, like, the family rent it out because, like, the floor was concrete in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like your typical duplex. Like, I mean, let me rephrase that. A typical Pueblo duplex. You'd walk in, it'd be the area where you put your shoes off, like just an entrance area, and it'd be stairs to the right to the upstairs, and then stairs downstairs. The typical duplexes, they don't have that middle floor. They have up and the downstairs. His room was in the downstairs where also his TV was at and all that. And the way it would go is you'd go down the stairs. To the right was a storage closet, the bathroom, and the hallway to his room. You keep going straight, just big living room, and off the back right corner of his living room was his sister's room. And the bathroom, since we'd always stay in the living room when I stayed the night and all that, because he had 2 couches down there and the TV was behind me. And every time I would have to go use that bathroom, I would go upstairs instead because I would just get this sinking feeling like something bad was about to happen every time I got near that bathroom. Like, even walking to his room, because it was the hallway to his room was where that bathroom at, it would just drop my gut a bit. Like, it was nothing I could ever explain, but every time I just went into it, I was like, something bad is about to happen. Like, could not even convince myself to go wash my hands in that bathroom. That's how bad the feeling was.
That is crazy. The amount of
Yeah.
emotion that you can get from a single room. Now, are you familiar? You used to watch like ghost hunting things and everything, right?
Yeah, the main one I used to watch was Ghost Adventures. Past that, not much.
Which is fine. So you understand like the concept of electric fields and everything, like exposed wires gives you the feeling of panicness and whatnot because there's...
Yeah, actually, I've stood in an electrical field before, so I know exactly how that feeling is.
So was that something that could have been like, because you kind of said it was
No, it was nothing like that. It was like my gut would drop. Like, it got hard to breathe. Like, I didn't feel static or anything. It was just more of a I shouldn't be here right now type feeling.
That's crazy. Can you remember like sense of smell or like humidity or anything like that? Did it feel like almost?
It felt
sticky?
dry. It felt dry. Like if I had sweat on my hands, it would be gone, and like I'd have to go put lotion on right away. Like, that's how it felt like. It felt like something was just kind of like either sucking the soul out of me, or like it felt like something was aging me. Like, I just felt like,
oh shit,
I would, like, my energy would drop. Like, something was sucking the energy out of me.
Right.
Every time I went near that room.
Turning you into a raisin almost.
Yeah.
Lady Ray asked, almost panicky.
Yeah, like a panic. Like, I was too scared to use it. Like, and if I ever like had to go in that room, I would like walk around the hallway because I knew where the light was at, and I would like reach in behind me, like, like wall against my back, trying to flick the switch.
You gotta beat the demons, right?
Yeah, like turn on the light so I could go in there more comfortably, because I could never walk in that. Like, I went in that bathroom so little, I can't even like fully explain how that bathroom was designed.
I understand that. Like,
and I would probably be at his house once or twice a week.
Now, as an adult, when you turn off the lights, do you kind of still hustle a little bit to get into the next room?
Yeah, definitely with because obviously being the male figure of the house, I'm the one that makes sure all the doors are locked at the night and make sure everything's off. So the two that scare me is my kitchen light, because that's the main light of the house we always leave on. It's 5 big bright lights that basically, like, it's the only light we need on to basically light up the entire house.
Of course.
And when that one goes off, it gets a little like, like I rush to my room.
Mm-hmm.
It's same when I'm like leaving my bedroom to like, get water or something, have my phone flashlight, I'm like leaning around corners because there's a huge wall that divides my living room and my kitchen, and I lean around the wall like shining my flashlight just to make sure that's okay.
Right.
Because the main reason that messes with me is, do you ever get a weird feeling like, do you have a window that you look out at night, like if you have to go to the bathroom or something, you're like hoping you don't see something while looking out that window?
The bathroom window. That's for me. It's the bathroom window.
Yeah, so
like you're just gonna see somebody staring back in.
It's either somebody or something, and you're praying it's something and not a human, because you're like,
oh, a human would be the worst, but yeah.
Exactly. So that's my kitchen window. is that stares into the alleyway of my house and my entire backyard at night.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that like freaks me out so much is I had a horrible babysitter when I was younger that lived right next door to me, and the reason it freaks me out to this day is he thought he was funny, and around 2 o'clock in the morning I was going. So let me rephrase. Let me start from the beginning real quick. It creeps me out to look at that window because at my old house, when I was living with my parents, we had this huge deck that would go across the entire backyard, and it was enough for you could look into the kitchen window. So one night, it just happened to be horrible luck. I don't know what he was doing. Like, I don't know if my dad planned something or something. I go to get water, and he has a killer clown mask on from that movie, staring into the kitchen. And I'm 4 or 5 at the time, freaking out, like screaming for my parents, everything. So ever since then, I can't look out my window without being like
Killer
freaking
clown.
out a little. Well, you know that movie, right? Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
Yes, of course, yes.
My aunt showed me that movie when I was like 3 years old.
Oh,
She was
yeah.
babysitting one time and she wanted to watch it, and that is not a movie you need to be showing a 3-year-old.
Oh, it's fine.
I actually haven't watched that movie since then.
Oh, I have it on DVD. I'll lend it to you. My sister,
Nah, I refuse.
my sister was the biggest Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and Freddy Krueger was her other big one. No, I lie. And Michael
No.
Myers. Jesus, my sister
refuse.
loves horror. And,
I refuse to watch that movie.
Oh man, you gotta.
I'm-
So you were saying like the reason why I brought up the whole walking in the dark. Like, most vast majority of people, and don't feel like ashamed or shy. People still have that feeling of like, I turn off the light, get in my room, because you don't know what's back there.
It's more of like you turn off the lights of your basement, you gotta book it up the stairs.
Right. So something, and you everyone in the comments and everything can yell at me if they want. So something to help my daughters, because my daughters were of course afraid of the dark when they were little. That me and Ray used to do is we still do this once in a while. We do it like with our young nephews and whatnot. And you can ask all of them. We love playing hide and seek in the dark.
Yes, my family used to love to do that.
Oh my
Have
god!
one flashlight for one person.
No, you don't get a flashlight. It's
Oh,
everything is in the dark. You have to find them. We would be duct taping like the microwave fucking light. We're trying to get
everything.
trying to get it as dark as possible. Now the idea of it was we're having fun. You're knowing where everything is, because that's the big thing when you're afraid of the dark is your mind plays tricks on you and it just
starts
morphs it
seeing stuff after a while.
Right. But then if you know where everything is, you're like, oh, that's just the couch. That's the vacuum. That's a demon. No, I'm playing. But so
like leaving your clothes on a chair and waking up in the middle of the night thinking you see a lump of a head.
Yeah, right. That is a perfect example. So I don't know, but I know myself. Ever since even when I started it, I was still kind of scared. But after playing that game with them, I'm really not like it's really numbed me out on being afraid of the dark. But that is in my house. If I am, we were at a log cabin up in Estes Park. Estes Park is where the Stanley Hotel is. If anybody doesn't know, where The Shining was based off of. We had a really, really nice big log cabin, and they had a really cool cellar, but that place freaked me the heck out. Like the whole that feeling of being little again in that cabin was totally there. And I as an adult, and I'm not gonna run or be afraid or anything. I in the moment would admit it, but in the back of my head is like, I don't want to do this, but I got it, because like you said, you're the man and you have to make sure the doors are locked and all the lights are off and everything. And
The one that scares me the most sometimes is I got a screen door for my back, to my backyard, except sometimes it doesn't lock properly because one night you know how it has a spring so it only opens a certain amount so nobody can like slam it, and like there's that thing that keeps it open if you want it open, propped open. We propped it open one night and we forgot to turn it off, or like not turn off, unclip it.
Unprop it.
It was probably about 3 o'clock, and me and my girlfriend wake up to the door going boom, 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 and slamming shut. So like I jump out of bed and I'm like, what the? And I haven't bought a gun yet. I really need to buy a gun, but I
It's
don't think I
fine.
have them. Oh, I do have them nearby. Let me go grab them real quick because I'll
Okay.
show you when I go through my house with them. I think somebody's in my house. You're gonna find this great because you know the anime. How about these Tengen swords back in the
Oh
day?
my god!
Full metal,
I was
actually
just gonna
sharp.
ask, is that actual metal? But it is.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
actual metal and sharp.
god!
So I keep these in my room 99% of the time because they're like my main weapon since I haven't bought a gun yet.
Oh my god! Can you imagine somebody breaking in your house and then you whip that out with your crazy
Well,
look? You have two of them, or is it just the one? Oh my god!
it's
Of
two.
course, yeah.
Real metal.
The ching.
Yeah.
You crazy as hell. If you guys don't know, that's from Demon Slayer.
Dang it, dude. Here, look. I got you. I got you covered. I can do stuff like this.
Oh shit. Oh man, that is still like
So I walk up to the door, holding them like I'm about to kill somebody.
right.
Like slowly cracking that door open to see what the slamming was and make sure nobody's gonna get into my house if I open it. Trying to convince me to open the door. So I came at them with these.
Yep. That's a legitimate strategy. I don't care what anyone says. So
dude, they're metal. They'll probably block a bullet.
Yeah, I mean myself, I carry now. Like growing up, and till this day, like I usually have a pocket knife on me. I like my daughters having pocket knives on them. Not that a pocket knife would really do anything. Like I always tell them, like you don't want to use it and then being it taken away from you, then being used on you. Like this is a last ditch effort to just escape, run.
Yeah, just do some minor damage.
But now that I'm a full-grown man, I have a 12 gauge, and that's my thing that I do. So maybe that's
when I start my new job, I'm definitely gonna go buy some because I'm at that point where I feel like I need to. Because some days, Mel and I will be outside, and people will walk in that alleyway and just freak us out sometimes because we're just leaves crunching. Random homeless guys that the three guys in my neighborhood wear all black and wear masks too, which they haven't done anything as far as I know. One did try to steal a dirt bike, but he got arrested. But the other three I haven't heard anything from. But they'll just walk in that alleyway and freak us out sometimes.
And especially if anybody's kind of covering their face at night and whatnot, is usually.
Dude, I almost hit one with my car one morning going to work.
Oh my god! Oh, it's freak! You just reminded me of something. So me and Lady Ray, we go to work early. We're on the road by 3:00 in the morning, right?
Yeah.
And you know where the auction house is?
Yeah, I know exactly.
Okay, so right in front of that. So we're driving, and normal routine. We've been taking the same route for years, and as we're driving, in my headlights, I see a brief something, and as we're getting really close to it, it's a dude laying down in the middle of the street.
The middle, because that's almost a main highway.
Right. So I'm going 55. The speed limit is 55. And
but everybody goes 65 down there. Right?
I'm going 70 because this is early in the morning and we're the only ones on the street.
There we go. We got the truth out of it.
Right. I'm not going to lie. They can come give me a ticket. The biggest thing I worry for is deer, and I've gotten a lot of near hits on deer. But, lady can vouch for this. We're going, and then all of a sudden I see it, and then my brain automatically, in that brief second of, something's on the ground. I think it's a body. Oh my god, it's a body, And luckily I'm in my my Chevy Cobalt and not in the Yukon. Because if I was in the Yukon, we would have rolled. There's no doubt, because as hard as I turned to swerve to get out of the way.
Oh, yeah.
I would have rolled the Yukon. Luckily, we're in my smaller car, and I was able to go. And we almost spun out, with it, because we're,
Yeah, turning that sharp that fast.
Now, the big thing about that, I can't say, I asked Ray, because I'm at a dead stop. And I'm like,
yeah.
was that a body, Ray? And she goes,
Do I get out?
yeah. It's like, do I go out? Do I check? But then I'm remembering weird things because there's weird tactics out there of people, try to get people to stop and then they pounce on them after they stop.
Oh yeah, they rob you. Yeah.
Right. So I'm panicking, like, do I check? Like, in my head, I can't help but want to help people. But then
Yeah, I know.
I have my wife with me. I have my number one thing is I got to protect her. So I'm like, okay, and I start driving. And Ray, she's like, shouldn't we go check on him? I'm like, no, call the cops. We're going to have them check. And they got out there pretty fast, and they there's nothing. They didn't find anything there. So now I'm like in a state of, and every time, and this happened a couple years ago, every time I drive past did I see a body? Was there something there? And it's
like you think you saw a figure there.
a figure, maybe, but again, both me and Ray saw it. We were like, and before I told her anything, I tell her, what did you see? And she goes, I saw somebody laying down. They're wearing a beanie. They had a jacket on. I can't remember the colors, but at the time she was telling me the colors. And wearing blue jeans with boots. And I'm like, fuck, that's what I saw. Like,
Okay,
perfectly what I saw. Oh wait, she remembers the colors. I'm trying to push it out, like I don't want to remember anymore.
Not necessarily the same story, but kind of is. I was leaving my driveway one day. It is probably about 10 o'clock at night.
Aliens.
I was either running to the store. I don't remember what I was running to, but I'm driving down the road, and Melanie she goes like this, like full on her arm on me, like, watch out, like freaking out. I'm like, I don't see anything. So I'm freaking out thinking she's seeing like a ghost or something, like, like something, same thing. Something shouldn't be there or nothing. But since she like screamed and was yelling at me, I slammed on the brakes. I'm still not seeing anything at this point.
Right.
And I wonder if it's the difference because she has blue eyes and I have brown, and like blue-eyed people see better in the dark for some reason because of the way the light hits your eyes.
Is this a thing?
Like, it's a proven fact. Yeah, it's a proven fact.
I've never heard of this.
People with blue eyes absorb light better, so like even during the day, blue people should wear sunglasses compared to brown because it's like the same when you're clothing and shirts. I'm still not seeing anything, so I'm freaking out, thinking I'm seeing she's like seeing something like a figure or something. I get out of the car. I am probably about a foot away from fully 30 miles per hour hitting a black dog.
Oh wow.
Like, I'm not even joking. I stopped within a foot of this dog and almost nailed it.
That is crazy. And, man. Good thing
That's
that you saw
right.
it. Like, I'd have been sad. But still, like, the story was great. But you're really blowing my mind with people with lighter color eyes can see better at night. Like, I didn't know that.
Google it. I promise you.
No, I believe you. This is the discussion. We're not here to check facts. We're here to tell stories. And that I don't know why, but that's really like blowing my mind. That's actually answering some questions about some other stories that I had. Because oh man,
mind blown.
Like seriously. All right, we're definitely getting in there on the time and stuff. But one other thing I kind of want to jump into is you have a little native blood in you. If I remember right.
I do.
So, what native stories, either local or within your family, have
So, we have native blood. It's hard to, like, connect it all together because my mom was adopted.
Right.
And it comes from her side of the family.
Right.
But, like, I don't even know where to get started on that because it's such a tough one because, like, my grandparents are part of that. But it's just hard to connect it all because we don't have the full connection because she was adopted.
Which is fine. It's something just fell in the background and scared the shit out of me. I'm sorry for jumping on camera. It was my ring light. I've been because I'm swaying, listening, and everything, and I tapped it.
That's been me. My cat, like, doors propped open because there's no airflow in here because I have a swamp cooler, so it's open and the window's cracked.
Right.
And the cat keeps getting my peripheral right there and scaring the hell out of me.
So the biggest thing, like I like to, if you can even think of like skinwalkers and whatnot, what could you get into that?
one of the things I believe in, I've never ran into one, but it scares me when camping and all that, is I do believe skinwalkers are a thing. I don't believe they are a thing here in America because most of them originate from Europe and Iceland and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of them attack by blending in as something you would know. People from mythology, or I mean, true facts in my opinion, is they can morph. So a lot of the stories I go over on like Reddit and all that, because I love to read about them, is people say they turn into their animals, like their dog, while their dog is outside at night. And
Right.
so when a lot of people do that, they say that they hear whistling while it happens, like a small, like as Luke, not crap.
He's gonna
He
kill
put it.
you now.
My buddy put it. It sounds. I didn't say last name. He puts it as like the flute from Zelda, like
Oh,
that
from
pitch.
the. Okay.
Yeah, he puts it as it's that type of pitch where you just hear the. And they say if you ever hear that stuff, get inside, but by then it probably might be too late.
Chat brings up the Aztec death whistle. That's what I've heard also.
Oh, you're right. That's what he said. I remember that from the conversation. It's the Aztec death whistle. So maybe it originates from the Aztecs too.
Maybe. Why not, right? It could be multiple locations.
I just know most of it from Norse mythology.
So is that where skinwalkers originate from?
That's where I've read most of it.
I always thought, I don't know. So I didn't even know skinwalkers were a thing until just, I want to say maybe about 8 years ago, give or take. And so like the big thing that I heard from my family were Wendigos. So eventual spirit, cannibalistic, making people turn cannibal and being
not corrupting them,
zombie-like, but just rage and hatred. So that I always thought this when I did hear about skinwalkers, I thought they were kind of the same thing, but no, they're way
intertwined in all way. Yeah.
So like, God. Like more, have you read or seen what the Appalachian Mountains and stuff have to do with skinwalkers? So there's like the longest mountain trail through there, and it's known for the most people going missing there.
Is that one where they see the lights off in the distance so they can't explain what the lights are?
I do believe that is part of it.
Okay. Yeah,
Chris,
I know what you're talking about.
Chris, I'm looking at you. You know more about this than I do. So my daughter got into it not too long ago. And this is where I really started learning about skinwalkers and the Appalachian Mountains. As my oldest started watching videos and stuff. This is a little before AI. Like the AI big thing hasn't really kicked in full gear like it is today. Oh my God, it is almost impossible to tell. Like this is a fake video. I know all the Sasquatch.
That's the Marfa lights. See, those are the ones in the forest, right, where the trees make the archway, and off in the distance people see lights but can never get to the lights.
Oh, I know there's also Skinwalker Ranch, so that might be another thing there too.
So I don't know how much time we have left, but one of the things I want to ask, and maybe the chat can get involved with, people that live here in Pueblo, is do we know anything about why people think Highway 119 or Exit 119 is haunted? Because I've heard stories from my grandpa where he said, like, you'll see people walking down the road like a mile away, like white outlines of figures, and when you, like, eventually, I don't know, maybe a mile away is far enough, but like a couple hundred feet away, and when you get to that point, nothing to be seen there. Like, they're just gone like that.
Now, I've heard stories myself, too. Like, my mom, I was hoping she was going to hop on, because I forgot that you wanted to talk about this. But
I just got a chill down my neck.
So, one story that she told me about that was, you can look in your rear mirror, and you'll see somebody in the distance, and if you're still driving and you look up, they're closer, and then they get closer, but they're on foot, so how are they getting closer?
See, my thing is I'm too scared to even go down that highway to try to figure it out because all the stories. Fuck, I keep getting chills. I don't know why I hate this. I keep getting that thing like a spine crawling thing.
I mean, well, it's a real, a good ghost story that's here. Maybe one day when we get brave enough, and not till season 2. I always tell everybody we're not ghost hunting until season 2. We'll record ourselves going down the highway at night.
That'd be
Was there?
terrifying.
Do you know if there's a certain time of a night, day that it happens?
I don't. I have to do more research on it before I know that. I just keep doing stuff about it.
Oh man, yeah. Like, I'm super interested in trying to do things like that here sooner than later, just to see, just to try. But like, I don't want to get too deep into it because I don't like to invite things to come home with you. Um,
Exactly. That's one of my things. Is like, see, one of the things I believe in, or I try to convince myself is real, is that obviously spirits are here,
mhm.
but I don't like believe they have enough energy to like be here to torment us. Like where people are like, "Oh yeah, this got thrown across the room while I was sleeping one night." I don't believe they would have the power to do that because they're spending so much energy just trying to be here.
Okay, so my question to you on that is, what about demons?
See, demons, I like to believe, are in the form of humans,
Mm.
where they try to corrupt humans. Like there are some bad people that have demon-like. I won't like. So obviously, you know me. I'm like, I try to be good about that stuff as I can, like God and angels and demons. And I don't know if you've ever seen anybody talking tongues.
Yes.
I know it's not supposed to be a terrifying thing because obviously it's the angel grabbing into you, like
Right.
being a part of you.
Right.
But it's terrifying to watch somebody actually do it
It is.
because they just lose control, and you're like, you're not ready for it to happen.
Right. I personally,
So
I didn't see anything, but Rachel has told me some crazy stories.
about people talking tongues.
Yes, her grandma.
See, I've only run into a very few times, like one or two times at the Christian church I went to, and one of my buddies has done it a couple times,
Mm.
where he's said that one time his dad would like try to like like help him out, like get a hold of him and get blown back because like the force is so great of whatever is like there with him,
Right.
and that's what I believe is like what happens with demons.
Mm-hmm.
Is that people get corrupted at times, like where it's not fully with you, but in a moment a demon controls you and they do stuff like you can see the redness in the eyes.
Right.
See the red. I believe it's the redness of the demon taking over you.
Could be, definitely.
I don't know what a demon actually looks like, or like what the Bible really specifies what they look like, but my brain, I see the red things, like with horns and all that. And I believe when they take over you, that's part of their figment is their eyes. You just notice it in the eyes, because that's like when people say, "Oh, I went blind with rage." I believe that's a demon taking over and
Right.
doing stuff like murder and all that. Like
So,
that's the corruption of it.
if I may, oh man, I just realized I didn't have both chats on. So if anybody's watching on YouTube, I apologize. I didn't have both chats going on. I got both chats going on now too. So shout out to all the YouTube guys, as well as Twitch. So this is more of a recent discussion I had with my father-in-law, and he is somebody who has been studying the Bible and everything about it, all his life. And this kind of explains and it makes sense to me the most. So a lot of people ask, well, why would God make demons? That's the big question. If demons are so bad, why would God make them? And the big thing is God didn't create them. And everybody has their opinion on everything. This is just his,
Yeah.
and the one that makes sense to me. Demons were
Fallen
created
angels.
in the absence of God. So when God, turns away, or in not his presence, that's where demons were created in the absence.
So what I believe in, if I don't mind, I add my part of the story is obviously connecting back to Lucifer.
Mm-hmm.
God created an angel
Right.
who and this is the story from what I could put together in the Bible, was a perfect angel.
Okay.
Except at some point, like too perfect, believed in his power way too much, and was like trying to overthrow God. And obviously, I think it's 1/3 of all the angels were like, yeah, we need to side with Lucifer. Like, like he's supposed to be the perfect thing.
Right.
And that's like what corrupted him and got to him. So God banished him to what people like to call hell.
Right.
And from there, I believe when people get corrupted, it's those those fallen angels trying to escape from hell or fallen to earth. You know?
Right, right. Sorry, I was also reading
So,
comments at the same time. So no, I agree with you there. Like then that coincides what he pretty much says too. Casts them to hell. Hell is somewhere where God isn't, and that's why is the creation of
why they're more
corruption.
created.
Okay, so
And then
with that being said, angels, being turned into demons have form and whatnot, but demons, like the ones that we see, the shadows, the entity, the presence and stuff, I don't think
where you feel like something's there trying to corrupt you.
right. I don't think physically, body or anything, they have a form. It's the absence of nothing. It's this nothingness that people have, and
And that's why they try to take over you.
right.
They want that form that
So-
God has so kindly given us.
Right. So with movies and stuff, like, oh, there are demons trying to scratch out of their throats and going, getting out, more or less. I think what you kind of said was they possess people, and more likely people in higher positions. Now going on with fallen angels and everything, and I definitely led this to this direction on purpose. Is during Noah's time, it talks about some angels helping Noah with the ark and whatnot.
Yeah.
Now, what happened to those angels after the whole ark event happened? And it kind of explains how some of them started getting with humans, creating a hybrid of angel and human. They were called the Nephilim. And it is very, very briefly mentioned in the Bible. So these things, these entities, these Nephilim, have clearly weird powers, and I'm using powers very loosely, just in a form of context to wrap our simple minds around whatever these entities are. Again, back with my father-in-law, the whole reason why I went down this rabbit hole is a while back. This is a pretty long while back, about 15 years ago. My buddy Don, who worked with me in electronics, he found a bunch of videos of Bigfoot, and he's like, dude, these are crazy, because there weren't sightings of Bigfoot. They were family home movies, but
found them in electronics, or just
no, just
randomly
randomly online, not just from YouTube, but there's other things that back in the day before YouTube took over everything, there's other sites and whatnot, and this one thing, again, these were just family home movies, not Bigfoot movies, but if you start paying attention to the background, there's clearly something there watching them, right? And it's big, it's massive, and you can never get a good view of it, because again, the camcorder wasn't looking
big, massive, and hairy.
Wasn't looking at that. I know, and I love the fact that there's so many Sasquatch, the AI videos.
Right now, yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, Jack is getting into what I was going to actually say. So with the Nephilim comes these entities. So what do you know of giants in history? And I'm not saying Andre the Giant. I'm saying giants. We're talking 10 to 12 to 15 feet people.
Oh. I don't know much about those. I just know about the tallest guy and all that. I can't say I know much about those at all.
Okay, so, and which is fine, and I'm more ranting, and I want to get a few people in chat to go, jump on my conspiracy train and stuff. So every time we people, regular people, or especially people who look for bones and stuff, they
Yeah.
find these massive bones, skulls like the size of beach balls and whatnot, or even
Of like
bigger.
humans?
Yeah, and they're completely symmetric to humans, right?
Yeah.
An organization comes in, takes all their stuff, says, "Oh, this was a hoax," and it happens every time. Like, how many times does it take for a fake story? It only takes one true story out of a million fakes. Like,
Yeah.
if every million upload of ghost videos out there, if one's real, then that's going to give it credibility. It's just hard to find.
That one video.
Right. So, going into like and who's Jack already knows pretty much exactly where I'm going with all this. So there's been multiple groups, even military groups and everything, finding again huge bones, and it's disproving a lot of from evolution and everything, because I don't know why everybody thinks we came from monkeys. If we came from monkeys, then monkeys wouldn't be here. And you guys can argue with me all
Yeah.
you want. This isn't that channel for that. The big thing is,
Go to the Christian channel for that.
yeah. I'll introduce you to a guy named Quinn. He's really good at that kind of stuff. My biggest thing that I want to connect all these stories to, from skinwalkers to Sasquatch and the Yeti and stuff, is a lot of these similar stories are written throughout time and pretty much leading up to that moment of the Nephilim. So I want to believe, and my strong belief is, all these creatures, these weird things,
Yeah.
are all connected, and they all have a starting point. Like even from
All four, they all are in.
even
Like,
from like the Mothman and all that too.
the Mothman.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that.
Are you
A
familiar?
Loch Ness monster.
Well, that one's a little different because that's more of probably a dinosaur, or dragon.
Driftwood.
Right. It could be driftwood, but I don't know. Nessie could be real, but a lot of these humanoid type things with weird abilities, or bigger than average people, more beast-like, whatnot. I feel like almost everything is slowly tied in together, and you could dig deep into history.
Some shape, way, or form.
And then you brought up something great. Where did you say skinwalkers were more from?
Europe and Norse mythology.
Right. So again, going back to closer to the origin spot that our oldest books come from, and so that's I know I'm really jumping off the boat on the crazy end here, but this is one of my favorite rabbit holes that I dive down into. And the thing is, when you really start looking into it more, it's like, again, what I just said. Out of the million of stories, if one is true, then what else is true?
Burger believe.
Right.
Exactly. Definitely with how many there are compared to we've gone from Bigfoot to giants to Nessie.
Oh yeah.
Compared to skinwalkers.
I want Nessie to be real. I don't think it is, but Bigfoot. I'm a believer in Sasquatch. I think he is out there. I think
Definitely just how many sightings there are throughout multiple areas. Like,
right.
Have you seen the map of where people have spotted them at?
Oh yeah, man.
Like the whole Rocky Mountains up to Canada area, and it's just one huge circle in the end.
And then, so we have massive sightings here too. But again, going back to the Appalachian Mountains on the other side, they have almost 3 times the amount of sightings over there.
Do you believe there's multiple ones, or do you think he travels that much?
No. I'm yes. Bigfoot equals Nephilim. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's multiple. And then the fact that we can't get a clear picture. I'm pretty sure.
I know everyone's like 2D, like 420p.
Right. But let's go back into I'm pretty sure the cameras can't understand what they're looking at.
Oh, because it's like yeah, because it's like when people get croaked by demons, like the cameras just either go out or they just don't work at all. Like
Yes.
how they is with UFOs as well.
Exactly. It's just it doesn't understand and it can't capture the data that it's giving because that's all a photo is, right?
Yeah.
Is data, especially now because everything's digital, but it can't put that into it. Like, it blurs it statics it. It's a government cover up. You're absolutely right there.
So what do you think? Like when okay, let's take old cameras for example, like Polaroids and all that. Why do you think that doesn't work?
So
Because that just basically burns the image and what it sees right then and there.
right. But still, it is something that is it there? It might. I feel like they're here and they're not. They're like on two different planes at the same time.
Because it's like Dracula, where you can't see him in the mirror, or photos, because he's just not. Technically, he's there, but his soul isn't.
Right. That one's funnier. That one's vampire.
Well, I guess it's more funny, but like.
But I mean, fuck, vampires go throughout time too. So I guarantee you there is, not the movie of a vampire, but there, that falls in line with skinwalkers.
I mean, vampires seem more like. I can get the vampire story someday. Some guy was like, "I'm gonna drink this dude's blood," and definitely like people have canine teeth.
Chat. Who's Jack says, and this actually here's a good reason. Polaroids couldn't focus fast enough.
Oh, definitely with how fast he moves in like those blurred out videos. He's like,
right, and it doesn't take much to blur a Polaroid.
Oh no, definitely not at all.
If you're like moving this fast, the Polaroid's gonna be ruined.
Well, I'm glad to know my camping trip's gonna be ruined this week.
Yeah.
No,
So,
I'll be fine.
Just when you hear the bump at night, when you hear the twigs snap, just pretend you're asleep.
I will. I'll have my axe ready. I'll bring my swords.
You bring your swords.
Yeah. I'll bring my collection of throwing knives.
Oh man. Oh, all right, brother. Like I had a lot of fun doing this. Let's take a few minutes. If anybody in chat has questions, then now is your time to shine. Look at this beautiful face. Show him the guns.
Hi.
You can't really see.
Wearing a tight shirt.
Yeah, you're wearing a tight shirt. Look at this sleeper build. Oh, this is the guy who trains me, by the way. He we've been going at it for what, 5 months
quote
now?
personal trainer.
Yeah. He all he does is he just smacks me around at the gym saying, "Don't move, don't bounce, do this right.
Don't move your arms. Don't move your arms.
Don't drop their weight."
Yeah. Stop being such a.
Yeah. But we have fun. I like it. I like the fact that I can pick up heavy things.
Hit him harder.
No.
I know it turned there. There's the correct.
We know what you want.
So we do that on a different website. We're not allowed to say it here.
Yeah. Oh, that's coming to a Patreon near you.
Who the hell is that?
Nick Swanson? Who is Nick Swanson?
That says Swatterson.
Oh, Swatterson.
Alright. One sec, I'm gonna pull up the Google real quick, because I'm wondering who that is. Nick Swatterson.
I just dropped my expensive PlayStation controller. That's great. I put my phone down and I don't know what I did with it.
I don't know who this is.
Ray, call my phone.
Yeah, I have no clue who that is.
I'm afraid I'm going to step on it.
Yeah, no clue. Comedian? No.
I'm an idiot. It's hidden into my tequila bottle perfectly. I can't show my tequila bottle on the thing. Thank you, babe.
Like say Happy Madison. I understand now. Okay. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm surprised I didn't know sooner.
But no.
Like, you know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man. I can do high pitch voices. I wish I can do. I guess I can do low pitch voices too. My Macho Man's pretty decent when I don't feel like crap. But
I cannot do that well high pitch. Only the Arnold. That's all I can do.
Yeah, I do a pretty good good Stitch when
Oh yeah, you showed me that one. Yeah.
I can't do it right now. My throat's all dry. I've been talking too much today, man. But cool. No,
My bad. My bad.
if well, because of work problems, people don't listen, and I have to yell all day, and I can't yell too much today. But
So if you guys want, just meet us at the grocery side of Walmart tomorrow, because me and Matt will be holding hands because it'll be our last day working together.
oh, that's right. This guy got a new job. He's gonna be making all the big monies now, keeping all the bad people away.
Well, I
So
won't be able to see this beautiful guy anymore.
I know. I hope you get decent hours so we can still hang out.
I'm
But
hoping to get the night shift, so then like we can hit the gym before or after I go to,
right. Oh, Ray hit you with the bye, Felicia. How dare she? That's
It's okay, Ray. I won't
That's
miss you either.
cold as hell.
So mean.
But all
Better
right,
not remove my
no.
love note.
If no one else has any questions, oh wait, let's see. Ever hear about possession?
This fucking Corona nuke. Hey, we do not get into that here. You go to the political channel for that one.
Why is it never the guy finger on the nuke? Good question. Good question. I don't know. That seems like it's going to open up a nuke here, which we don't want to do. But
Yep. So that will be Tuesday nights at 7.
yeah. Cha-ching. All right, guys. I guess we'll call it there for the night. So next Monday, I know I didn't stream last Monday. It was just too much work, and everything it just didn't line up. But coming this next Monday, we will be doing another in-person interview, and probably hands down the scariest story that I ever heard, and it just hits real close to home. They just stop making the faces. So I will actually be back in Estes Park. I wasn't able to get a room at the Stanley Hotel because it is 4th of July week. But I've been calling almost every day to see if anybody's canceled. If I can get in there sometime next week, I want to do a overnight session, and I'll just stream it the whole time from my phone until the battery dies, and to see what it's like, you know. That place is great. If you get a chance to take Mal there, you guys should definitely go out there to Estes. But before we go into that and everything, I'll do the interview with my dad, and when he was a kid, and it's a story that he only told me a part of it because I told him I want to be surprised hearing it. But the first part like blew my mind. Like, he's never ever told me this. The only person he has ever told was my mom, and like it's something out of a movie that happened. And so
gotta actually promote that one.
Yeah. So please, everybody, we'll be back. I don't know what time it'll be because we have to get to the not the hotel, but to the cabin and set everything up. And it's going to be off my iPad because that's like the only thing. I wish I could just drag my whole computer with me, but Rachel says I can't. So
gosh dang it, Rachel.
So please, if you guys can, again, if you guys like watching somebody who, you don't rage too bad, but you do pretty good on Elden Ring. You do amazing on Space Marines, and the Horde mode comes out in a week, right? So follow
26, I'm pretty sure.
XX Sandman, that's SANMAN 18XX. He's on the Twitter, Twitter's the Twitch,
Instagram.
On Instagram. Yep.
That's about it.
On his Instagram stuff, you'll get to see him pump iron. What did you do on your leg press? 400?
420.
420. And he made it look
12
easy.
reps.
12 reps at 420. What did I do the other week? Because I hit 300 with the, I had what, 8 plates on there?
On the wall machine? I don't know. So
it was the one where my legs were like up and, it was trying to squish me.
So you're talking about the white one or the black one?
The black one.
Okay, so 6 times. doing the math in my head. I'd say roughly around 500 pounds.
That was 500? I thought it was only at 300. There's 4 plates, and then the machine is like 45 also, right?
I don't know what the machine weighs there. I gotta ask them because every machine's
But
different. The
still,
one at when I went to Snap Fitness was 95 pounds for the starting weight.
oh jeez.
So it depends on the machine and the resistance on it. So if it was 4 plates though,
That's 4 plates on each side, so a total of 8.
yeah, so 4 plates on each side then. Probably about 450, 500
Dang.
range depending on the resistance and weight of it.
I'm getting up there, boys.
I
just remember the next day I couldn't walk. It was awesome.
Always the goal.
That's always the goal. Please check out this guy. Also, we have a little group thing going on on YouTube right now. We're just putting up our funny moments shorts of TDFs. If you haven't figured it out yet, it is the Dumb Fucks, and we have a nice group of people there that make fun of us. You can hit 625 maybe here soon. I'm getting up there. I'm not the fattest guy at the gym anymore.
There's some. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know who this guy's name is in the thing that we're not allowed to say.
Oh, is he here?
Yeah, he's here.
I share this.
That is one of our members, Luke, right there. Or he goes by Speedy. That's what he's
You gotta
supposed
switch
to be.
that.
Yeah, you yell at us all the time. he's gonna yell at us now. Yeah.
We 1 second.
We have, I want to say, about 5 or 6 videos up already on there. So it's
there you go.
Oh, there it is. Look at you. I love playing with these guys. It is old school banter of. I don't want to say we screw each other over, but we tend to, not on purpose.
Only if we have grenades.
Oh man, you showed up when we're closing out. So,
yeah.
The final words, and what do you got? Yep, I knew that's what it was going to be. And fade to black. You guys have a wonderful night. Thank you for joining us. I know we really went on a wild here with the whole skinwalkers and everything, but it's something I'm super interested in. And always leaving it on a positive note is I'm calling everybody out. Anybody who's willing to step up to deck and talk with me and have a conversation of whatever of the paranormal out there. And again, this goes from entities to feelings to things that you can't talk about or what goes bump in the night. I want to hear your story, and I want to get into it with you. So we'll call it there. We'll give you the signing off. You guys have a great night. Love you all.
Go eat some chicken.
Go eat some of that raw chicken that you like, all nice and undercooked.
Raw.
But yeah, so please hit me up on either you can hit me up on Twitch, on YouTube, direct message me there. My Instagram is just hero.brown. So you can hit me up there as well. I don't remember what my TikTok thing is. I should have a list in front of me, but I don't. I'm horrible. I know. But